Hi, this is Debbie Boyer, and in this video segment we're going to talk about an awesome tool called Read and Write for Google Chrome. It's an extension that your students can add to their Google account, and it'll be added to their Google Chrome browser, and it will read aloud web pages or Google Docs. It's an awesome tool for special needs kids, but it's really great for just about anybody. Now you'll want to be sure and have the kids pull that extension into their Google account, and if they're on a MacBook, a laptop, a PC, you'll see that the non-dotted app menu is in the top left-hand corner of the Chrome browser. When we click on that, we can go right in to the web store. If your students are working on a Chromebook, in the bottom left-hand corner you're going to see a little non-dotted black and white menu launcher, or it could be a little magnifying glass. So either way, you can get to it and get into the web store. As we go into the web store, we're going to do a search for Read and Write, and it's all one word. And when we click on the Enter key or search, it's going to pull up apps at the top of the page, but then you'll see extensions a little further down. What we're looking for is the Read and Write extension for Google Chrome. Now I already have it, so you can see that I have a green rated and a green added banner on that. If you've not added it yet, yours might look like the blue icon for Add to Chrome. But once you click on that, it's going to automatically add it to the Chrome browser, and the students would do the exact same thing. It's free and has lots of great tools for the free feature. Now to be able to use it, you're going to use it with a Google Doc, and this is a doc that I just typed up, added some information, and put a couple of quick questions down there for students to be able to check for understanding. So a quick formative assessment here with what I want them to learn. Now I've typed this up. I could save it with or share it with my students through Google Drive. I could share it through Google Classroom. But however I do it, I'm going to get this document out to my students and let them have this to read. When they get ready to read it, there is a little icon now that's added for the Google Read and Write. And when I click on it, it drops down and gives me the tools. Now, one of the things I love most about Read and Write for Google over some of the other programs that will read aloud documents is when I click on play, it's going to read it aloud to me, but it's also going to highlight it in yellow or help me track where I am. So I'm going to click on play, and it'll just begin reading and tracking, highlighting in yellow.
Orcas, or killer whales, are the largest of the dolphins and one of the world's most powerful predators.
I can pause it at any time. Students could take notes, gather their thoughts, write some questions that they have about it, but it's just a play and pause button here. We can stop it at any time and clear all of it off, and we might want to skip down the page and read the questions first. So when we click on play,
answer the following questions. 1. Orcas are the largest of the dolphins and one of the world's most powerful. A. Predators. B. Fish.
Now students would have to learn to pause it and then be able to answer the question either on a separate piece of paper that you have for them, or they could answer right on the document and turn it back into you. So those are just some features, but play and pause are very simple. Another thing that might happen is my students might be reading along and not know the definition of one of the words that they're reading. They can click or highlight on the word mammals within the Google Doc and go to the translator icon, and it will give them a definition of what that word means. When we're looking at the settings cog over on the right hand side within the extension, if I click on that, it'll let me choose a different voice. It'll let me slow down or speed up the reading. But another thing that I can do is change the English translation, which gives me a definition, and make it be in Spanish. So if I have an ESL student, then what I would do is click on mammals, go to the translator tool, and instead of a definition, it would say the word in Spanish for me. So great tools for free right within this extension. Another piece that I adore is the voice note, and it will allow me to leave a voice message or a voice note to my students in the doc, maybe some directions, or the powerful part is they could actually record their voice note and leave it for me after they're learning, telling me what they've learned through this activity. So if I click on voice note, it gives me a mic, tells me I have about a minute, and I'm going to click on the mic and leave some directions for my students. Hi, this is Mrs. Boyer, and I just want to tell you that we're going to get off to a great start reading this article, and I would just keep telling them that. I'm going to stop the recording when I'm finished. I can play it to see what it sounds like, or I can insert it, and it'll go right into the document as a comment for my students. So here's what I recorded. Hi, this is Mrs. Boyer, and so I could leave a message for my students, but then in return, they can leave one for me and tell me what they learned during this activity. Awesome, I love it. Now, another feature within this same extension is to be able to read websites to students. Now, when we're looking at this, though, you'll notice there's not a little drop down. It is actually put into the Omnibar. And if I click on that, double click, it's going to pull out the toolbar, and I can use the 4 cross plus arrows and move it anywhere down on the page, because all I have to do is hover over the text that I want to hear. So when the toolbars drop down, I hover over.
Orcas, or killer whales, are the largest of the dolphins.
And I didn't click, all I did was put my mouse over the text that I want to hear. Read and Write for Google Chrome is a great extension for all kids. We hope that you'll use it and let them be successful. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Thanks.